Welcome back to another episode of Read the Manual. Today, we're going in depth. We're going to have a long episode ahead of us, all right? Just brace yourself, because we're talking about Chase Bliss audio again. Not just Chase Bliss audio, but we're talking about mood. This is a great pedal. I love this pedal. It really takes your tone to another level. Yeah, it's great. And I'm not going to skimp out here. I'm going to go through every single position on both sides. And yeah, we're going to talk about it all. So it's all coming at you with this. Let's just get into it, because we need as much time as we can get to go through every single part. We got 6 different things to go through here. Let's get to it. Let's go. All right, we have the normal setup here. We got the Telecaster running through the hypergravity mini compressor, and let me give you a taste of my clean tone. All right, so that's my clean tone, and let's talk through the mood here. All right, so we have the manual here in case we need to look at it, because let's be real, this is a bit of a beast, this pedal. On this side, Old Blood Noise Endeavors created this delay side. We have 3 different settings over here. Reverb, the middle is a delay, and then the other side is called slip. It's some fun creative stuff. We'll start on reverb though, and then on the other side, David Rollo, also known as Drollo, created a looping side. It's a granular looper. We have the stretch, and then in the middle we have tape, and then on the other side we have envelope. So we will probably start on tape for that guy, so I'll set it there. Then in the middle we have some universal controls, both these knobs and this little switch. So this is our mix, and this is the clock. The clock controls everything, and you'll see what I mean by that as we start to play it. And then this little switch here tells us, do we want the wet side to go through the looping side, or just through the guitar, or both? And yeah, we will explore all of this. And as per usual, Chase Bliss has the presets, and then on the top here there are some dip switches for ramping, which we will not get into today, but if you would like me to, I can make a second video and talk through some of that stuff and let you hear what that's like. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you want that or not. Let's start off with some reverb. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this guy on. The button here, I believe it's modify and time. The time sets the decay of the reverb, and this modify sets the smearing level of the reverb. Is actually some delays in kind of a pattern. So all the way counterclockwise, you hear the delays. All the way clockwise, you get them all smeared together. So I'll play it with the modify set to essentially 0, and then you'll hear those delays coming through. And after that, I will start to smear them together so you can hear what a normal reverb sounds like. So you can hear how long it just lasted. You can also hear the individual delays there that are happening. And see how it's kind of in a pattern. It's not really a normal delay, but that's okay, because this is meant to be for a reverb, not for a delay. And there's a delay mode on here, so we don't want it to be a delay. let's smear those together a significant amount and see what it sounds like now. Really beautiful reverb. I just love it. Let me show you how. I'm going to start to move the clock button. Wow. I'm going to move the clock knob, and you'll see how this affects the pedal in general, but also specifically the reverb, because it will give you a different feel to the reverb, because it's adjusting everything really. Let's get into that. So as you can see, as we move the clock up, it really makes the reverb a lot brighter and shorter in comparison to where we had this set before. We can even take it until it starts to kind of destroy everything. Even setting it there, it creates kind of an interesting sound. More washed out, a little bit lower. And the decay is much longer without even moving that. So the clock really does change every single part of this pedal dramatically. So we'll continue to mess around with it as we move on. Let's go on to the next one though. Delay. In delay, the time knob changes the actual like subdivision of, or the timing of the delay, and then the modify changes the the repeats. There we go. My brain stopped working there for a second. So let's just see where we're at like this. And as we max it out here, it can pretty much go infinitely. I'll give you a quick example of that. It's literally just gonna like keep going for forever. And then as we change the time knob, we get some cool effects. Pretty crazy. All right, so that's it. Let's move on. Slip. Oof. Slip is a buffer. And as we move the modify knob counterclockwise, it will use the buffer, but it'll play back whatever it has retained in the buffer in reverse. As we move it past noon clockwise, it will play it forward. As we get further clockwise or further counterclockwise, respectively, in reverse or forward, it will replay it faster, starting from like half speed and going up to like 4 times speed. Again, respectively, either reversed or forward. And the time knob, I believe, is the size of the buffer, I think. Yeah, again, this is why this show is called Read the Manual. Let's see what we got right here, and we'll mess about with the knobs a little bit. Pretty nuts. This pedal is crazy, really. It can make so many different sounds. It's ridiculous. So let's move on to the other side, the looping side. We are in tape mode. All right. Tape mode, we have the length of the loop, and we also have the modify knob here. All right. So length is not necessarily the length of the loop. It's the length of the section that you grabbed. So as you see here, the LED is blinking. Every time it blinks, it's essentially restarting recording of that loop, or that little section, granular section after all. And that is based on the clock. So as we slowly destroy our loop, we will see this take a lot longer to reset, essentially, by blinking. As we get higher, it resets very quickly, but it's a lot higher fidelity of a loop. Noon is a pretty good spot, I've noticed, just for the trade-off of size of granular loop and quality. And then we'll go ahead and set our length to max, so we're catching the whole thing. I'll move it after I record something and bring it down. The modify knob, when it's at noon, it's going to be like half speed of either forward or reversed, depending on which way it just barely is. And then as you move it further clockwise or counterclockwise, it speeds up to 4 times speed, again, respectively reversed or forward, similar to the slip mode. Yeah, let's record something. Let's get an example here. Perfect. So the way I have it set right now, it's grabbing the full amount of that loop, and it's also at normal speed. So let's move it up. This will shorten the amount of that loop that we're hearing to make it more granular. So we're still hearing the whole loop, but it's chopping it up basically. And then again, this can be affected by moving the clock. Beautiful. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the envelope. So envelope, you record your little mini loop, and the length again is kind of similar. It tells you how much of the loop you want to play back, but this time the modify adjusts how sensitive the envelope will be to kind of chop up and begin freezing and stuttering that loop. So again, let me show you an example. Sensitive enough so that it will actually freeze it. There you go. So as you play something, it freezes and begins stuttering. When you're not playing, it continues the loop normally. Again, I'm going to try and give another example of this. Pretty cool. You can create some nice little ambiance with it, and again, it all adjusts with this clock. That's really the heart of the pedal. All right, let's move on to the last one, stretch. Stretch basically creates these elongated, pulled out pads almost of whatever you play. And I don't remember what the length and modify knobs do, so let me read the manual and we'll find out together. All right, in stretch mode, the length sets the amount of the loop that will ultimately get stretched, clockwise for size closer to the full loop and counterclockwise for smaller bits. And modify controls the amount of stretching and it increases as it's turned clockwise. There we go. Let me just put this guy right back where it belongs. All right, so let's give this a go. I'll record something and then we will mess around with the size until we get something we like. That's it. Yeah, that sounds nice. So I mean, just imagine, you get your little loop set like that, and then you just kind of noodle over top of it. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And then obviously we can just, here, let me give a quick example of this guy before we finish up here. Right now we have this middle toggle set so that it will apply the wet channel to the looping channel and also to the guitar. So let's turn it on and hear what it sounds like. So, ooh, fancy effects. We can also change it. So now it's only going to affect the guitar that comes in. And we can also affect it, or bring it over all the way. There we go. That's just our loop. And then my guitar now will be just clean. And that's it. And there's our normal loop. Pretty cool stuff. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very thorough, and yet I still didn't even talk about the dip switches on the back, and I didn't even show you my 2 presets that I have saved. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more and you want to hear about ramping and presets and all that jazz, leave a comment. Let me know that you want to see a part 2 about the mood, and I'll do it. Until next time, don't forget to read your manual, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.